Hi, this is Dana with Novels Live TV, and I have USA Today best-selling author Jennifer St. Giles, J.L. Saint, Jennifer Saints. Did I get them all?
You got them all.
And I know you have said before that writers don't get
split personalities. They develop pseudonyms.
And you've got three.
I got three.
So Jennifer St. Giles is your romance.
Yes, pretty much romance. I write gothic historical murder mysteries under Jennifer St. Giles, and I write paranormal thrillers under Jennifer St. Giles.
And your J.L. Saint
is for my military suspense.
Okay.
And then the Jennifer Saints is for like your sexy southern romance.
The contemporary.
Contemporary romance, that's correct.
And you just put out a book through Samhain, and
Correct.
it's e-published right now, and that came out in December?
That's correct.
Okay. And
Collateral Damage.
Collateral Damage, and that is one of the most beautiful covers.
Yes, I like my men. They're inspiring.
Oh, very much so. And you're getting huge ratings on these.
Yeah, good reviews.
Really,
reviews.
really wonderful
Yeah.
reviews. 4.5, 4 3/4 stars.
Yes.
That's how much better can it get, unless it's a flat out 5, obviously.
No, this is true. This is true, yeah.
Which doesn't happen.
Actually, what really says good to me is some of the thriller writers are reading it and they like it as well. So, you know, maybe I'm helping to bridge the gap between romance and thriller writing.
Yeah, I was going to say you crossed over. So you have friends, I know for a fact that you have actually talked to military people to make sure that this is as accurate as possible.
I am working as hard as I can to get really good resources and doing a huge amount of internet research. In fact, I'm sure I've hit some sort of FBI list because I go back and forth. See, there's a Muslim aspect of my books, and both on the good side of the Muslim and both on the more radical side of the Muslim. And so I go to a lot of the sites and I read and I do this, I do that. I'm sure my name has shown up somewhere because you can't go there and not get it.
I think you're safe, honestly. And
I don't know.
Now you've got your Midnight Secrets is coming out as well, and that's being re-released in EPUB.
This is correct.
Through Samhain, and the cover on this one is also very, very beautiful.
The Kildaran series, which is Midnight Secrets, Darkest Dreams, and Silken Shadows, is getting a second chance at love. It came out through Berkeley Publishing in 2006 and 2007 and didn't get any sort of push or advertisement or anything. They came out in bad months for authors to come out, like December, where everybody's all involved in everything. And so now they're coming out with fabulously new, alluring, yet demure covers, and so they're getting a second chance at love. And just that's how I feel about it. So I'm excited.
Well, and there's also, although they're historical romances, the one thing I really like about this series is that you also weave into it paranormal aspects.
Yeah, slight elements. The
slight,
heroines have a slight paranormal gift that helps them go in and solve a killer that's been hiding within the community for years. And it takes a little bit of time, and you know they go at it that love conquers everything, love heals everything, and those are basic themes in the books. But there's, you know, they get a little bit dark, but not too dark.
Well, they're fun because you've got the murder mystery.
Yes.
You've got like one can feel things, touch things, and
yes, she reads minds, right? The other has dreams, and then the other one sees ghosts. And it actually goes where the first one, she has the dreams about people and their death, and so she's the one who kind of starts it off because their cousin has gone missing, and so she goes undercover as a maid in a castle back in Victorian time. To find out what happened to her cousin, who was serving as governess there in the castle. And that's what starts the whole series off, and then all three sisters end up getting involved with the men of Kildaran.
And then the captain. Men, the twins?
Yes.
And there's a curse there?
Yeah, the twins have been, like, in their family for thousands of years. Whenever twins are born, one has always killed the other. And so with this one, that's exactly what's been set up now. 8 years ago, they had a huge, almost to the death type of fight, but it was kind of like accident. One went over the cliff, and the other went over to save the other one. But still, that rift occurred, and they hadn't spoken pretty much in 8 years, and the sisters come in and change all of that, and they break the curse.
And there, it's really a great book. And now you're working on...
I'm working on Tactical Deception, which is the second book in my Silent Warrior series. Silent Warrior series are based on military heroes, and this is something that's very, very close to my heart, because I really don't feel our military gets the recognition, the honor, the respect that they deserve. And by writing a hero that's, you know, they have honor and courage all the way down to the core of their heart. They would not be going out there sacrificing their life and putting their life on the line if they did. And so that's where my heroes come from in the military Silent Warrior series. They're in a domestic setting, so it's not a battlefield type of thing. But the heroes get involved into situations that call them to action, and they put their life on the line for the women that they meet. And so with Tactical Deception, that's book 2. It'll be out in November. That'll be the same time that Collateral Damage will come out in print. So my books are coming out in ebook first, and then 9 to 12 months later, they'll come out in print.
And your second book, The Tactical, you've got, the heroine is a Muslim woman.
Yes. She's very, she's been raised a very strict Muslim woman. And so she has to wrestle with everything that's happening between the radicalism that's taking over in the Muslim religion. She has to wrestle with her coming to find herself and still keep her faith in America. And so that's...
And you've gotten some good I know for a fact, you've even heard from Muslim women that are saying thank you for portraying us in such a good light.
Yes, I've got a couple of people that have written that. When they first found out that the heroine was Muslim, they were very apprehensive. And then after reading the book, they would just say, oh my God, that was great. And it was good. So hopefully they will keep on saying, oh my God, it was great, it was good, because the book 2, the heroine is Muslim, and the hero is Lieutenant Colonel Roger Weston, and he's all American. He's a good
and
American,
a patriot.
Yes, and a patriot, and so I think they have a special relationship. They really do.
And that's got to be hard with her being a Muslim woman.
Yeah. So they both are going to have to give a little bit, and they're both going to have to accept the other, and they're working it. And that's the beauty of what love is. Love is compromise, love is accepting, and that's what makes romance wonderful.
Well, we sure appreciate you coming today.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.